And we're ready at week 7. We are flying through this season, guys. We're going to be over the best bets, matchups, and picks you can make for week 7 of college football. We're going to start at number 10 with the LSU hosting Auburn. LSU is 11-point favorite, over under 60.5. LSU came off the close win over Missouri. Auburn is sitting at 3-2. Started off pretty hot this season, and they kind of flailed the last 2 weeks. LSU, as we all know, has a really good offense, but their defense is just suspect. As you see, 3rd in offense, 53rd in defense. There's no way I could pick against LSU in this, even in the spread. I think LSU is a much better team than Auburn. I think Auburn's still one of the bottom dwellers in the SEC. As you see in the bottom there as well, Auburn is an away underdog, 3-12 in the last 5 years. Meanwhile, LSU is 21-2 as a home favorite. There's no way LSU is going to lose this game. I would even pick them in the spread to pick LSU minus 11, and obviously overall in the money line. Number 10, going out of the Power 5, one of the few Group of 5 games we've seen so far this year in these best matchups rankings. Air Force hosting Wyoming, undefeated Air Force hosting 5-1 Wyoming. Wyoming just came off the huge upset win over Fresno State at home last week, and they basically take control of the Mountain West. I think they would be in the Mountain Division, right? So is Air Force. So the winner of this game will get a huge step forward into not only winning their division, but probably also hosting the Mountain West title game, because these two Air Force is doing well. As you see, they're 24th in the power ratings, in Wyoming, as they beat Texas Tech week 1, and like I said, they just beat Fresno State, who is everybody's pick to maybe go undefeated this year, 37th in the power rating as well. So this is a very important matchup in the Group of 5. Might even determine who gets the New Year's 6 bowl bid. Record strength, pretty good for both teams. 30 for Air Force, 18 for Wyoming. Air Force has obviously played a considerably easier schedule, rated 128th so far out of 133. But the spread right now, 10.5 for Air Force. The over-under is 42.5, very low. And that bottom stat, this is going to be a recurring theme for all these matchups. Wyoming is 1-14 in the last 5 years as the away underdog, while for Air Force 23-4, the home favorite. I would honestly take Wyoming in the spread here. Air Force definitely in the money line, straight up. And the over/under, I think I would take the under in this one. But I think Air Force is going to win. Might be a 27-10 kind of game, or a 27-20 kind of game. I mean, and I think Air Force is going to win, and they'll move to 6-0 on the season. Number 8, Texas Tech, like I just said before, versus Kansas State. Texas Tech's a 1.5-point favorite in this one, and they're looking for any type of win, any type of surgence, any type of something to get them on the right track this season, because it has been compared to the preseason expectations they had as one of the dark horse teams, not only in the Big 12, but obviously for the CFP, that has gone the wayward side. Kansas State already has 2 losses on their own, and they're not going to repeat as a Big 12 champ. That's obviously going to come from Texas, Oklahoma. Texas Tech obviously holds the bigger advantage with the home favorite in this one, 15-1. Kansas State 5-13 is the away underdog. It's always going to be one-sided in all these matchups, and I have to take Texas Tech. They're hungry for a big win. Obviously, Kansas State's not what they were last year. They're 34th in the power ratings, but this would be Texas Tech's biggest win so far this season. In the first half, heading into the second half, I think Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, gets it done, and they move to 4-3 in the season. Number 7, Kentucky and Missouri, 2 teams that are coming off pretty hard. Missouri had a very close loss hosting LSU last week. They had a lead in the 4th quarter. Kentucky just got absolutely annihilated by Georgia. But they both have a chance to take another step in the big SEC East. Neither of them have played Tennessee so far yet, but it's going to be a big game for both these teams. Missouri had a surprising start. Kentucky as well. But both played, really easy schedules. Kentucky's a 3-point favorite. This is a toss-up. I think Missouri gets it done. I think they cover the spread, and I think they outright win this game, even though the stat at the bottom is not working in their favor. I think they're basically, I don't know. They've always been a really good defensive team that just runs the ball. It doesn't really have an explosive an offense, but Missouri's just a different team this year, and I think they're better. And I think Missouri covers the spread, and I think obviously one of these 2 teams will move to 6-1. I think they'll be Missouri. Number 6, UNC versus Miami. Oh my gosh, Miami! Talk about one of the worst finishes you could ever have to a game. How do you make that just choice in that situation? How do you not take a knee under 40 seconds left when the other team does not have a timeout and you have the ball and it's only 3rd down? How do you not know to just take a knee? The game's over. Boom. You're 5-0. This is a possibly a top 15 matchup, and it could be for a very good positioning towards the ACC championship. But they lose to Georgia Tech in the weirdest way possible I've ever seen. Mario Cristobal just got annihilated on social media this past week, as he should have. You can't make that mistake at this level. I just don't see. I think Miami's a fraud, and I don't see them. I don't see them competing with North Carolina. I think North Carolina's offense is just too good, and Miami is just not there yet. Even though they're ranked 25th in the AP, I don't know how. They beat Texas A&M, but whoop-de-doo. A&M's nothing to show for, really. UNC 20-5 overall as a home favorite. Miami 5-5 as an away underdog, so that's kind of like a toss-up for them. I'm going to take UNC -4. It's pretty, like I said, pretty decent matchup. Take the over. Take UNC -4. Obviously, the money line as well. Number 5, Tennessee and the aforementioned Texas A&M. They're in reality, what they've accomplished, they really haven't done much. But in the power ratings every year, they're always a good team. They always have talent, and they're always going to be a tough out. As you saw last week, they were within, I think it was 9, and then they cut it to 6 or something like that. But they face Tennessee on the road this week. Number 20 coming in. A&M's unranked. Tennessee's 3.5-point favorite. Over/under is 55. Obviously, they're both pretty good. Obviously, look at A&M. They have a 23rd in offense, 15th in defense. Record strength is, kind of decent. Strength of schedule is not terrible. It's 47th. Tennessee's is pretty bad, 75th. Their offense is pretty good. Tennessee is 21-3 as a home favorite, and Texas A&M in the last 5 years has never won a game on the road as an underdog. Got to take Tennessee in this one. -3.5. I think Tennessee wins. I don't know if I'd take the spread in this one. I think I would stay with the spread. I would take Tennessee money line, stay with the spread, and I think I would take the under, the 55. I don't think there's going to be that big of fireworks. I think Tennessee is a very overrated offense, but they're still pretty efficient. They're not what they were last year, obviously, and A&M is not some explosive, next world offense. I would take the under, 55. Probably take Texas A&M to cover. If I had to choose one, Tennessee wins money line. Number 4. If you look at the over/under, 34.5 total points for the entire game. This is miraculous. I've never seen an over/under this low before, but look at the teams. Two of the most crazy, just time control offense, play really, really good complementary defense type of games you'll ever see. I think this game might be first game team to 17 might win this game. Iowa's 80th in offense, shocking. I don't know how that's that high, but they're 6th in defense, like always. They're always good on defense. Wisconsin the same way, kind of mid in offense, really good on defense. Record strength for Iowa. They're 5-1. They haven't beaten a really good team. I wouldn't say Michigan State was a good team, nor I don't even know what their non-conference was. It's one of the easier in the Big Ten. 26-8 at home. Wisconsin is as a home favorite. Iowa is only 5-8 on the road as an underdog. If there was a guaranteed pick I could make this week, if I had to bet, like a confidence pick, 10 out of 10, easiest, going to be the most guarantee, I would take Wisconsin with the money line in this one. I do not see any way Iowa wins this game on the road at Camp Randall. Wisconsin 9.5-point spread. I think it might be a 17-7 game, and Wisconsin would obviously cover then. I would take Wisconsin overall, and I would take the under in this one. I do think it might be a 17-7, 20-7 type of game, and that's all you're going to get. So Wisconsin's trying to run the spread, and it's just not working. Iowa has, even with Cade McNamara, they were lacking, and now this new guy, Hill, no chance. Wisconsin guaranteed win, money line. That's the pick. Number 3, Oregon State, UCLA, 15 versus 18th in the AP poll, 16 versus 19 in the power ratings. This is one of the bigger matchups in the Pac-12 you'll see all year. Both teams only have one loss. Whoever basically loses this will probably be eliminated from the Pac-12 championship chase. Both teams kind of pretty good, offense and defense. Oregon State's 14-1 at home as the favorite. UCLA is 5-12 as an underdog on the road. Oregon State's only a 3.5-point favorite in this one, though. I think I would take UCLA to cover the spread. I would take Oregon State to win money line. But Oregon State's going to march on and move to 6-1 and continue their hopes for a Pac-12 championship game appearance. One of the favorites of the Pac-12 coming up, facing on the road against a team that's very struggling right now. Notre Dame coming off, I think they've lost 2 out of the last 3. Notre Dame, though, they got destroyed by Louisville last week. They obviously lost in the last play to Ohio State a few weeks ago. But somehow, some way, facing Southern Cal, who has been one of the worst defenses we've seen in a Power 5 team in recent memory, even last year. They're probably worse than last year. They're a 2.5-point favorite, Notre Dame is, in this game. I am amazed because Vegas has to know something. 28-2 as a home favorite since 2018. 1-9 for USC as an away underdog since 2018. I don't know if you guys look at numbers the way I do, but everything is pointing towards Notre Dame to win this game and to cover the spread and to basically knock USC, off of their track to be undefeated this year. I put this CFP playoff stamp on this game because this is very important, because Notre Dame could beat USC, and USC could also lose one other Pac-12 conference game, still make the Pac-12 championship and win said Pac-12 championship, but then not make the CFP. Whereas we could have a different Pac-12 team, as you'll see in the next matchup, number 1 matchup, go undefeated and lose to USC and then get knocked out of the CFP chase while USC is a champion, which would have, again, major CFP implications for the Pac-12. That's why I put my stamp of approval on this. It's one of the biggest games of the year. If I had to pick one, I would take Notre Dame. I think they're going to beat USC. But the biggest game of the week by far, number 7 Washington hosting number 8 Oregon. 7th in the power ratings, Oregon's 9th. Obviously, the offenses are one of the best in the country. Washington's rated 7th, Oregon's rated 6th. Both defenses are actually pretty decent. Washington has a 19th ranked defense, while Oregon's 11th. Record strength, 11th and 12th, really good. Going into this game, Washington is a 3-point favorite against Oregon. Oregon's only been an underdog on the road 7 times in the last 5 years, and they're 3-4, while Washington, as a home favorite, played 29 games, and they won 25 of them. I've been back and forth all week. I don't know. I think Washington might be the 2nd or 3rd best team in the country. I don't know. I think Oregon is just a better team overall, and I think they will cover, and I think they're going to win this game. I would pick Oregon +3, and if I had to choose the over, I don't know how this game is 67. We saw earlier Iowa versus Wisconsin. The over/under is 34.5. I think that might be the over/under for either team to score this game. I would take Oregon +3, and I would take the over 67 in this game, and I would take Oregon to win straight up, and I think they're going to be the better team that might represent the Pac-12 in the Pac-12 championship game and has a legitimate shot representing the Pac-12 in the CFP. What do you guys think of this? Do you think there'll be any big upsets? I mean, what do you think of the top 5? I mean, do you think there's going to be all these favorites, surprising favorites? Do you think there's going to be any, decent teams that break away from the pack? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter. I am the SportsNerd92, and check out all my shorts throughout the whole weekend, all my reactions, any big thing that's happening, just check me out. I'll hit notifications for that as well, and I'll see you guys next week for the Week 8 matchups. See what they are, but enjoy your weekend, guys.